This is Sunday, December 28th, 2025. Current time is 4:55 in the p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Got about an hour to go before a lot of this resets. Most of the markets are above where short term, where they technically on a normal trading day should be at. You got the Santa Claus rally, which the previous top of the average daily range made perfect support here one time. It came up to it and finally broke above, made it as support several times, and then got into the position where I thought I'd get up to in the previous week. And typically what needs to happen, if it wants to be like a obvious breakout by most algorithms, is like this cyan blue level here, and that created the top of the average daily range again. Typically what needs to happen is it needs to come down to that, then you'll get a massive push. For Friday's session, what I mapped off the day before, on that Thursday night, what I was expecting for the full range of movement was potentially 7,469 to the high side and 6,943 to the low side. That's what many algorithms come up with on a normal daily basis. What happened at 3 o'clock in the morning that day was a 50% level made perfect support. And then, like I've seen this a million times before, from 69.74 up to 69.94, that is $1,000 per contract. I've seen that many times before where that's where they take profit. And he was getting into standard deviation of +1 also up there. So that's where they chose to take some profit. Many times the first move will be stronger, sometimes not. But that's what I was focused on that day. And I'm sure algorithms that have no idea about how to actually map this off see the resemblance in $1,000 profits. So there's like two different levels that were many algorithms have seen that in the past, and they expected that to be resistance. On a 5-minute time frame, basically, like as soon as 950 rolled around or 945 rolled around, you became more cautious on the positive side, and short started lining up more so, and that they lined up in quite a bit of droves at 950. I mean, not severe. I think the total volume that day wasn't much. Way below what is on an average day, I guess. But anyway, that's what it was for Thursday into Friday. And one of the ways that I come up with different figures, which was accurate kind of previously, but right now it's much tighter range showing up. It is basically at 69.66 and 69.93, a 30-point move potential. That's not optimal. That gravitational point of 69.79, not the way I look at it. Whenever I map something like this off, what I can tell is if I'm going to have any accuracy whatsoever from this level or from previous level. Is like, let's say the price comes up to that 25% level, exactly 69.8650. If that was a previous level also, which it kind of was back here once or twice, but if that was not a previous level, then if it tags out exactly, then rejects, and then comes down to here again to the 50% level, then I know that the algorithms are kind of using this setup right here, and that's what gives me a better indication of it is working. Like on Friday, whenever I woke up at 4. This move happened at 3, which I guess I could have bought into it still because it technically broke above there on the 5-minute time frame. Technically, that's where I'm supposed to buy in at, and then my stop out level was either slightly below this 50% level, and then my profit level would have been whenever it started pulling back. Usually, market open, you get more volatility. Then again at 9:45, it just showed up as being a whole lot of sell volume. You would have took your profit there, or algorithms did, and that's exactly what they did. And they kept that 50% level as their buy back in level or their stop out level. Some of them didn't. I was expecting a broader move, I guess. They didn't get that. But also, as soon as it makes up that next peak, it's, again, sell volume picks up. And then the sell volume continues. So then they tried one more time and barely made it up. But anyway, a lot of time that the first move is a better move. I've mapped off stuff like this in the past, and like it comes down to whatever level I thought would be, decent support or resistance. And there'll be like 600 volume. Like at that time, in the 5 minutes, there was 551 volume at that time of day. So there's very few algorithms that actually pick that up at that time. They need confirmation, which is what they got kind of right here. And again, their exit path would have been here, and they either take profit through here or up through here, or they're stupid and they take profit here. There's plenty of opportunities though if you did buy into a lower level to possibly go long. And I wish the desktop version of Thinkorswim could show what my mobile does on the RSI. It's many times it'll correlate also. Like let's say the RSI on this one right here at this particular moment in time was at 30. Then my RSI gauge is going to send out a green signal there for potential buy. And if they correlate, then a lot of time that's, two indicators showing that, it's a buy. And vice versa up here, I'm sure it's probably like a 70, then you're supposed to sell there. And it could have, spiked down and then shut up 30 again. That's super common with my setup and what I see a whole lot of time. I've still got 56 minutes until futures opens up. And if this one is accurate, which I hate that it's not showing a huge difference, then tomorrow's going to be flat, sideways, boring day. Unless if it can come down to the 161.8% level. And then you can flip this and put 161.8% level up there. And then that'd be a better buy or sell entry. Up there at on the 5 minute, that is a good spot. On this one, if it happens relatively quickly, then basically you have two different levels lined up. You have what I mapped off here in positive 2 deviation on the 5 minute time frame, which is roughly 7,010. So that's all within reason as well. But if it did happen relatively fast, then that would be more resistance. It can't be like at freaking 2 p.m. tomorrow or something. If it happened tonight, it'd be, or into this morning, then it'd be a much better spot to short. If it happened relatively quickly. And again, the gravitational point will come back down. Like, the way I look at it is your profit that you can kind of look for more so than like the entire move is gravitational point. Your flat level from the bell curve. So if it makes it to 7,010 tomorrow, then if it drops suddenly to, then it's always a plus. And 6980 is your gravitational point, and then if these also hold up too. There's a lot of ifs. That's why the market isn't like any guarantee in any way, shape, or form. But that'll be your goal, is to just make it out to the median level, which is 29 points, 30 points. So from 7,010 to when I say 6,980, that's $1,500 per contract. That's not a bad day's pay. If the frog had wings, it wouldn't bump its ass every time it hopped too. I could go over like more of the other stuff. I can do the NQ just for giggles. I think I already mapped it off and what I thought could be. Mine showing up as 25,933.50 and 25,827. And I think a lot of people will pay attention to the NASDAQ just because it has a broader move, but you also need much more money in your trading account to be able to trade this. You need $42,209.51 to be able to trade one contract. But if you did have that kind of money into your trading account and could pull out the entire move tomorrow, even half of it wouldn't be too bad, but the entire move is $2,116. That's expected, and that's not out of the ordinary for a Friday till tomorrow and this evening. But that's 100% within reason. I mean, that's and what kind of sucks is not seeing it. Well, huh. Again, like so many times in the evens, whatever I map off, the median level will be close to what it's already at. Current price on the NASDAQ is 25,859, and the gravitational point 25,880. Not too awful far off. And that's why you need better extension to the lower, higher side. And again, like NASDAQ, I looked at them all the Dow, NASDAQ and the S&P, they're all above on a daily where they're supposed to be trading at. But again, that's Santa Claus really. But that's all I have for today. I reckon that's 13 and a half minutes. Hope you're happy, healthy, well, goodbye.